Good evening everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this is a special event, a one-off. Well, I say one-off, they'll probably be successful and we'll do it again. And I'll just post a link out to a few places, so live there. And so let's go into the P1 Facebook page and just let them know we're live on there. We're live for the paste. Okay, so let's talk you through what you're in for tonight. It's going to be a long one, so strap in. There's a lot to cover, a lot of new drivers as well. So what you'll, you know, a lot of you guys that have checked in with me before will be familiar with certain names, and you're not going to have that luxury tonight because a lot of these boys are new to you. There are some familiar faces. So one of them is Baggy Snails. You'll recognise Baggy from the GT3 League. Darksmoka, obviously shouting right enough on my channel, so you should know him. Yada 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 yada. Okay, so tonight, plan of action: 3 heats, then a final. Every driver competes in the heat. The grid order is set. Essentially, it works that you're in the 3 heats, your grid order should be randomly assigned but fair, if that makes sense. So in 1 heat you'll start sort of near the top, 2nd heat you'll start in the middle, then 3rd heat you'll start near the back. Each race has the same tyre and fuel completion and consumption. We're just running a standard BOP as well, so the cars per team are selected for them. So Team Europe have the Jaguar F-Type. Team America, yeah, they've got the Dodge Viper, and Team Asia have the Lexus RCF. And we can go on track and have a look at a few of these cars in action. In fact, we'll do just that. Oh, it's Potter. So Potter, obviously part of Team Asia, so he's running the Lexus. Done a great job of spanning it into one. Let's get some options on. Race info, do it, lovely. Yeah, so points will sort of be added up as we go. Zuzim's, who's also racing tonight, in between each round is going to be adding up the points, and then the points, the championship standings at that point will determine the grid order for the final. So we're going to have an 8 lapper at Bathurst, 10 laps at Monza, 11 laps at Interlagos, and then 9 laps of Spa. I joined them for some testing the other night, and I was running around with them just in random cars. And they're good layouts as well, like the settings that they've got. You can get away with not stopping if you sort of manage things correctly. If you want to go flat out and stop, then you'll be alright, and yada yada yada. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how this does. Pit stops are enforced because the way they have to do it, they have to run both the racing soft and the racing medium in each race. Sorry, is that a random yawn that just kicked in? And then there's a few rules to go for, but they're basic. Like, that makes sense. You sort of know why those rules exist, sort of thing. Mr. Darksmoka, the man behind the mic, is the man behind the wheel tonight. He's driving with Team Europe in the Jag. So we'll get to see what his driving skills are like, because we often see him, hear him talking. We'll get to see him driving tonight, and then a lot of new drivers. I know a few of these drivers from Darksmoka streams, because I do watch his streams quite a lot, contrary to popular belief. So I know who the fast guys are, yada yada. But obviously a lot of you guys won't know that. Do we have any watchers? So I'll just type in we're live. Awesome. So Bathurst, one of my favourite tracks in the entire world. I love it here. I hated it at first. believe it or believe it not, I couldn't stand it. And then, like anything, I think you just get one good race and it all sort of clicks into place. And once you learn how to take the mountain section, we'll try and flick to someone who's sort of there at the minute. He's going to be going through it soon. Darksmoka's going through it. You see Jarv navigating it here. The Jag is an FR car, so the rear will get light on you. So what I have to do in an FR car is have the brake balance so that the rear end bites, but that then can give you oversteer in places you don't want it. So quite technical. Cars like the Jag will suffer from that, the Lexus will suffer from it too. In fact, they're all FR cars, so yeah, they're all going to have the same sort of problem, to be honest. We haven't got any MR cars tonight. So see the Don Dotter navigating his way through at this minute in time. So he's on his way to Skyline now, and that's pretty much the start of the dipper. And then Forest Elbow is the safe zone. Once you get through there, you're alright, and you've got a huge gargantuan straight split by a little chicane that was put in there back in the day to stop the cars essentially from taking off on the crest, because that's what they used to do. Bathurst, of course, is technically a street circuit. You'll be surprised to know, if you're not a racing fan, that when events are on at Bathurst in real life, there's a lot of people that can't access their house. In fact, going through Skyline, there's actually someone's drive there. There you go, that's someone's drive. I think you can't get home. So they have to put up with a lot of disruption. But yeah, you can technically drive Bathurst as a street circuit as well. So a few minutes away from starting. Should have started at 9. I think we're just waiting on a few people to get themselves sorted. Organiser for tonight, Raul Baba. He's in Team Asia. He's in the Lexus. A very fast guy racing the Pro League of the GT3s. And I think we are getting ready to get underway then. So I will occasionally take a sip, a cup of tea. So I have going on. Before we get underway, it's customary to just say this is for Stewie. So everyone, I was in a group chat with everyone, and they just sort of saying this is for Stewie. We're doing it for him. Stewie and Baggy, I'm sure they won't mind me saying, are both, I want to say victims of cancer. Victims is the wrong word, but they both suffer with it. Stewie is in hospital at the minute, so he'll be sat watching this. So Stewie, if you're watching, all the boys are right behind you. So here's the grid then, predetermined from a random draw, I think it was, that took place earlier on. So we've got Convicts, Popeye and Paul. Baggy's now second, Dory 3rd, Mocky Meeks 4th, Bigelez Cunn in 5th, Weed King 420 6th, Jarv 72 7th, Rear Wheel, Don Dotter, Darksmoka in 10th, Zuzims, Steve Scooby, Raul, Sian Baba, and West Ham Darcy with Pot and Pot in 15th place. So the boys are getting underway then. 9 laps at Bathurst, here we go. So Convicts gets us away well. We'll just have a flick through the grid, see if everyone gets through cleanly. Hell Corner is notorious for issues, but the rolling start seems to have helped everyone out, as you see Darksmoka and Zuzim sort of helping each other through that. It's obviously people working in teams tonight, so there are 3 teams, 4 or 5 drivers in each team. And currently it's Team America that leads the way, led by Convicts Popeye, but he's being fiercely chased down by Team Europe, Baggy Snails. Baggy just hot on the heels as we come up towards the cutting. Easy to dip 2 wheels on the dip on the right hand side and just get it a little bit wrong. Everyone getting through cleanly though. Jarv 72 getting a little bit sideways on the way out. Rear wheel colliding with the wall. Darksmoka benefits from that. He goes up a place, so does Zuzims. Raoul Baba just a little bit far back to really take advantage of that. My selection buttons aren't working for those guys, never mind. It's Baggy Snell's going to look for a move coming through the dipper. Risky if you do, you tend to just single file down here. Baggy does just get it a little bit wrong though, but Dory doesn't sling one up the inside, keeps it nice and sensible. Looks like the rear wheel 72 man at the back's going a little bit wrong. I'm going to have to switch the controller to catch this because for some reason my keys aren't working properly on my keyboard. Darksmoka's down into 10th with Raoul right on his backside. Looks like rear wheel's really lost out there. Potter up into 12th. So we're down for a furious few first laps here, I think, guys, because these cars are pretty damn evenly matched. What I will do is, hi Ewok, how you doing, mate? Sorry, I'm not going to be on top of chat tonight. I need to be using my phone a lot, but I will do what I can. Okay then, let's see if we've got any moves. Zuzim's done a really good job to get himself up to 7th. Darksmoka hasn't been able to follow him through. Darksmoka's currently running in 9th. Raoul's leapt himself up a couple of positions. He's now in 10th ahead of Potter. Raoul and Potter have raced with each other before. They'll know what each other's all about, so no doubt they'll be able to get involved in some good racing through this one. Just get a list of what the starting grid was, just see if we can see who. Yeah, so Potter's really benefited from that. He started 14th pretty much. Any movement going on through now? Mocky makes Big Les Cunn, Jarv 72, Zuzims, Don Dotter, Darksmoka, Raoul, Potter, Real Wheel, Wheat King, Steve Scooby, West Ham Darcy bringing up the rear, but the field spent the whole thing. I mean, we're 2 and a bit laps into one of the most technical circuits on the planet, and even with the rolling start, which separates all the cars by like a second each. 15 cars are separated by 15 and a bit seconds, so just shows you that this racing is going to be nice and tight tonight. It's what we like to see. And of course, the one difference with the race at the Spa that we're going to have is they're going to be done on a grid start. So we'll take you on a bit of a lap around Mount Panorama in just a minute. Once all this chaos is absolutely settled down, it's going nuts. Potter's going to be looking for a move on Raoul Baba. Let's just go on board with Potter if we can. For some reason my keyboard options aren't working. I've got keyboards on, I'm not able to go on board with anyone though, that's really strange. So I won't be able to take you on board, but with Raoul. So Raoul's going for a move on Potter. These boys are on the same team, if anything they need to be helping each other out a little bit. No changes up the front though, as we just see Zuzim set a best lap time so far. Some full race info going on. So Zuzims and Jarv then, part of Team Europe, they will be working together, I should imagine. So Potter has managed to leap Darksmoka. Darksmoka then could be the fly in the Asian ointment here and really disrupt Raoul's pace. Just by clinging in Potter's slipstream. I think he was slowly losing the slipstream to the Don Dotter, so if he manages to keep this and just stick in Potter's slipstream, he can really disrupt Raoul's race. But Raoul's going to have a really good run coming out of Hell Corner, so anything can happen. Baggy Snails are up into first position. We've missed something here. Let's see if we can catch what happened. We can't, because for some reason my keyboard is not working. For some reason I haven't got replays. I don't know why. I'm just going to try unplugging my keyboard and plugging it back in again. And keep you focused in on the fight at the front. You might get a message on the screen. Connect to the keyboard again. Right, let's try now. Oh yeah, now I've got replays. Okay, so sorry about that, but I now have all my options available to me. For some reason it wasn't connected properly. So you order third of the racing. It's Baggy Snails, Dory, Comics Popeye, Big Les Cunn, Mocking Weeks, top 5, by the way, all running the medium tyre, which is interesting. The Dondota is the first of the soft tyre runners. And we've got Zuzim's on the medium tyre, Potham at Pot on the soft, which will explain his fierce progress through the field. Darksmoka still managed to hold Raoul off, he's on the mediums. Raoul on the mediums also. Jarve on the mediums, Rear Wheel on the mediums, Steve Scooby on the mediums, Wheat King on the softs, and West Ham Daz backwards in the wall on mediums. So you're going to have a lot of drivers that have started the race on the harder compound tyre, probably looking to make a pit stop in the next lap or two. They will then run, I'd imagine, a 3 or 4 lap stint on the softer compound tyre, which I can tell you from experience is worth at least a second a lap round here. I see Zuzim's is coming in to get rid of that tyre. So he'll come on, probably no need to take on any fuel. He might take on a splash though, looking at his consumption. And he's now going on to the sticky Michelin soft tyres, and they will see him through to the end of the race. They'll be a lot quicker, so watch out for Zuzim's pitted in from 7th. So Mr. Baggy Snails leads the way. To Dory to Convict's Popeye. Les Cunn's got himself up into 4th position. He's dispatched at Mocking Weeks at some point. Dondota, Potham at Pot, Raoul, who's got past Darksmoka. Darksmoka's unfortunately just taps it into the wall though, probably just outbrakes himself. Going into Griffins, it's easily done. Your braking point if you're in a battle with a car is quite difficult to spot. I've done that once or twice myself. That may give him a little bit of damage, but if it does, he can wear that off. Bit of a battle for first going on. I should now be able to go on board with people, which I can. Look at that, that's beautiful view coming down the cutting. Let's get rid of that bottom bar because it just spoils it. There we go. So you see how Baggy's being really careful on the throttle, and that's just so he doesn't upset the balance of the car. Balance down that section is all important. Go Baggy, says Ewok. Ewok's cheering you on, mate. Into top gear goes the Jaguar. He's going to have to go defensive here. And the Lexus is going to be all on him. Baggy doesn't defend that, but Dory doesn't send it either. Meanwhile, Les Cunn was looking for a move on Convict. Convict just got stopped in time. Mocking Weeks is fighting off the Dondota at the same point. Don't forget these boys are both in the same team. They peel off into the pits, and it looks like Convicts has messed up his pit entry. He just manages to get it in. That is easily done. Okay, so let's see where all these guys filter out. So Zuzim's is out now. I'd imagine Jarve won't put up too much of a fight. No, he doesn't. Jarve pretty much lets Zuzim's go. Jarve, of course, hasn't pitted yet. Baggy Snails pits from the lead into 8th. He's now on softs and going to the end. Jarve's going to have to pit this lap. He's took that set of mediums quite long. Let's have a look what's going on up front. Dory's got a fair bit of a lead. Looked after them tyres really well, it must be said. Dory's they're in good nick. Same can be said for Les Cunn, to be brutally honest. Both of those guys doing a really good job of managing their stint. Potham at Pot started on the softs, of course, so we would expect more tyre wear, so that's what we're seeing there. But he's getting his fast laps out of the way, and I can be brutally honest and say that he's made use of that tyre. He's putting some really good lap times, 2:13, 2:14. Zuzim's currently though 2:12 on the fastest lap. Raoul Baba on the mediums done a good job as well. He will be going onto the soft tyres now, so watch out for a battle between him and Potter towards the end of the race, because that 5-second gap that they've got at the minute will shrink once Raoul goes onto the softer tyre. Darksmoka is yet to go onto the softer tyre. He's now got Zuzim's behind him, and I can't imagine he'll hold him up. No, does not put up a fight at all, so let's Zuzim's through. We'll just tuck into the slipstream to benefit from that. So Team Europe pretty much heavily represented in the midfield then. 3 of their drivers occupying 5th, 6th and 7th and 8th. In fact, so pretty much all the Europeans in the middle of it. So Team Brexit, as I call them. And then we've got the Americans charging through. Perhaps I've heard that Europe's got oil and they want a little bit of it. So Dom Dotter and Mocking Weeks looking to make moves. Potter Potts from the lead. Oh, go, I need a drink. So does Raoul, so we'll see how those guys lead in. Meanwhile, Zuzims assumes the lead of the race. Don't forget he's pitted. So this is a net position, so it doesn't mean that he's got to pit again. This is him, he's going to the end. Same for Baggy, same for Mocking Weeks, Don Dotter, Dory's just come out the pit. Potter, I'll get that name right sometimes, mate. I just normally call you Nev because it's easier. And then Raoul has gained a little bit of time in the pits. He's took on a little bit less fuel than Potter, but it's marginal. It's absolutely marginal. Potter meanwhile's on the slower medium tyre now, as Raoul is on the soft. I'll be interested to see how they manage their tyre wear on this stint. So Darksmoka's on the soft as well. Jarv's on the soft. West Ham Daz is on the mediums and looks like he's not pitted yet, so he's going for a really long stint as West Ham Daz. And I forget he did start at the back. And Wee King's in the pit. Okay. Whew. There's a lot of action in this one, ladies and gents. This is pretty full on. So let's have a look on Dory's car. Watch Potter go down the hill. Commentator's curse, so sorry Dory. As soon as we come on board with you, mate, you overdo it. That is unfortunate. I'll let Raoul, his teammate compadre, come up. You can see just how much the back end wants to swap over on these FR cars. The weight transfer is all important, so coming down the hill all the weight's on the front. As soon as you lift off the throttle, it wants to throw itself to the back again. The back wants to spin round on you. It's a pain in the backside. So the big loser of this stint then really got to be Convicts. He was running up near the top. As you can see now, he's just been taken by Big Les Cunn. Good old battle for 8th going on. Les going to hold it around the inside. Both drivers keeping it. Accidentally swapped away from that then, but basically Les just backed out of that. See some action going on at the top, so I thought we'd just flick back. So this is the battle for 2nd. Baggy's winning this one. Potter's just sent a lovely move down the inside of Mocking Weeks, but has he gone a bit too deep into Hell Corner? I think so, because it looks like Mocking Weeks has got a better run on him, but we're just going to have another look at that from Potter's perspective. I've got an overdrive essentially coming out of Murray's. I just looked up the inside. Nice on the brakes, but did probably go a little bit too slow on the corner actually, and that caused Mocking Weeks to have a better run. As we just see Dory. Sorry mate, I'm cursed mate, every time I come to you. Every time I come. So currently holder of the fastest lap is Zuzims. Over 2:12.5. Great racing from him so far. He's currently managing the gap really well to Baggy and growing it in 6 seconds now. Baggy meanwhile is pulling away from the Don Dotter ever so slightly. This battle for 2nd has calmed down significantly. Mocking Weeks and Raoul now engaged in a little bit of a battle. Now Potter's made his way past. So we'll just see how Raoul manages to cope with that. Don't forget Raoul, we were on board with him last lap as he sets a purple sector coming into the S's. Watch as he comes around this corner, probably lifts off the throttle there, onto the brakes, and you want to get as far right and then go for an early apex, straighten your line out, gets a much better run out than Mocking Weeks. Mocking Weeks is getting a little bit of slipstream, but the Raoul's pace out of that corner was so strong, he's potentially going to get the move done anyway, but is the slipstream that Mocking Weeks getting from Potter up ahead helping him? Potentially so. Raoul's going to get the move done down into the chase anyway. I guess it's a bit late on the brakes. just has to nip a little bit of the corner off. Let's have a look at the rest of the pack then, just see how everyone else is getting on. Convicts and Dory. We have seen Dory lose it a couple of times. Darksmoka's 3.2 behind Jarv, but he's got a massive gap to Steve Scooby behind him. Steve Scooby in turn's got a small gap to Rear Wheelman. Rear Wheelman in turn's got West Ham Daz chasing him down. And then we've got Wheat King running around in the back currently. Meanwhile, Zuzim's another 2:12 lap. Now a 7-second gap. Paddy, how you doing? Yeah, good race this one so far, really good race. Let's have a look on Kablamo. There we go, that was for Darksmoka. So, we're watching Potter. Watching Potter at the minute. Just trying to negotiate his way into a podium position. Not forgetting, of course, that Potter did start pretty much at the back of the grid. So, a sensational job from him to be here. Same could be said for Zuzins, I guess. He started mid-pack. There's no room to move here though. He's suddenly left, right. It's very tight. You don't want to get involved in a battle with a car. The Don Dot are just doing a very good job of car placement at this minute in time. He will be helped by some slipstream from Baggy. So Baggy Snells will get the view going back. So as everyone comes out of Forest Hill, over down onto the Comrade straight then. So slipstream central here, ladies and gents. This is where it matters. So the Jaguar now is just punching a giant hole in the air for all these guys, and you can see the effect that's having. Don Dotter and Potter basically getting sucked along by Baggy. Potter goes for a lovely move up the inside into the chase, gets that move done, keeps it on the track. Lovely move there, Potter. And that's Potter now up into a podium position. Don't know why I pressed that button. Do apologise. I fire my videographer. So we saw the Don Dotter then peel off into the pits. I think he's marginal on fuel. Last lap then. Last lap for these boys. Zuzim's just needs to keep it on the track really, and he's fine. Baggy Snell's got a 1 second lead to Potter. Potter is flying at the minute despite being on the medium tyre. He's got his team Asia compadre Raoul for company. Mocking Week's running in 5th. He's had a good race. Mocking Week's been involved in a lot of action, but he's kept himself in it. And the Don Dotter coming under some pressure from Big Les Cunn. So Big Les Cunn's looking to Brexit Don Dotter and get himself into 6th position. He hasn't really got any concerns to worry about from behind. Convicts is a couple of seconds back. Convicts is himself having to worry about Dory making a charge on him. Jarv has got past Darksmoka somewhere. Darksmoka having a bit of a lonely race at this minute in time. Meanwhile, I think it's worth watching this battle for seconds, which is between Baggy, Potter and Raoul as they come down the dipper once more. Everyone gets a nice exit. Potter gets a little bit. Oh no, there's a little bit of contact there from between Potter and Raoul. Certainly nothing that either of them meant to do. Let's just go on board with Raoul and see what happens. Like Potter's got a bit of a wall tap. Raoul couldn't go anywhere, in all fairness, and simple racing incident that one. I think we'll all agree. Nothing either of those boys could have done to avoid it. So your winner of race number 1 and taking home maximum points in the first heat is Zuzim's Team Europe. Takes home the fastest lap point as well. Slaps the handbrake on for good measure across the line. Baggy Snell's great race, Baggy. Absolutely stunning job, mate. Managed that stint all the way home, so it's a 1-2 for Team Europe. Potter runs out of fuel, is it? Did he run out of fuel? I'm not sure. Looks like it. We'll get a bit of a sum up of the race standings in just a minute. Is there anyone left running? Darksmoka's crossed the line in 11th. Steve Scooby's going to be the next man across the line in 12th. That's rear wheel 72 man, another Asia driver. Every position is a point scoring position tonight. So providing you finish the race, you will score points. West Ham Daz in 14th. Team Asia driving, he's going to score a couple of points for them as well. And then I want to say Wheat King is America. Yes, he is Team America. Just coming up the Conrod straight now to finish his 9th and final lap. Okay, so that was race number 1 of the P1RC Continental Cup. Let's just have a check on what's next. So I've been promised an update throughout the event on points and where everyone stands and stuff. Let's have a look where we were. Yeah, so next one's at Monza. So yeah, Monza's up next, ladies and gents. We'll have a few minutes break. There's a confirmation of your results. So that's it, well done to Zuden. 10 places he went up. Yeah, he started 11th. That's how I drive. So, yeah, that one was great drives from Potter, Raoul, Zuzims. All started sort of near the back and got themselves up there. Popeye was leading the race. Obviously, he got the starting. What's it called? He was the first. He was on pole essentially for the first race, and he came sub 10th. Baggy started second and finished second. So a great race for Baggy. So starting grid for Heat 2 then, ladies and gentlemen, is West Ham Daz is going to be on pole. The Don Dot is going to be on second. Potham at Pot is going to be in third. Zuzim is going to be in fourth. Now that's a tasty. I'm looking forward to that. Potter versus Zuzims down into T1 at Monza. Oh yes, bring it on. Steve Scooby's going to be in fifth. Dory Dory in sixth. Popeye in 7th, Big Les Cunn in 8th, Raoul in 9th, Mocking Weeks in 10th, Darksmoka is going to start 11th, Jazz, whoever Jazz is, don't know Jazz, not too sure who Jazz is, but Jazz is going to be in 12th. Jazz is part of team, he's on Potter's team, so he's going to be in Alexis. I'll figure out who that is and I will come back to you. What am I trying to whip my wheel for? Paggy's going to have his work cut out here because this is the race that he starts near the back, so he's going to be in 13th, Wheat King's going to be in 14th, and Jarv is in 15th. So drivers to watch next round then. Zuzims, obviously the winner race 1. It's always going to be interesting to see how he handles turn 1 at Monza. Potter's going to be third on the grid, so I can't remember if that's the good or the bad side. I think you pretty much you don't want to be on pole at Monza, from memory. So Potter's probably in a really good position to do that. So I would be very surprised if he starts on the medium tyre again. I'm expecting Potter and Zuzims probably to start on the soft and bolt forward. But we'll see how it goes. So we'll have a couple of minutes break between heats. So I'm just going to check a few messages. Evening Darksmoka, how you doing, mate? Jazz is rear wheel man. Okay, at least I know who's who. So I'm just literally going off. Zuzim sent me like a picture of a spreadsheet, and that's all I've got to go off. So Zuzims will be doing the tables as we speak and just inputting the points. But obviously we know from but basically the tables at the minute are the results from race 1, which are like that. So Team Europe sealing the 1-2. Team Asia, 3rd, 4th. The highest American was 5th. Another European in 6th with Les Cunn. Then 2 Americans, then Asia, and 2 more Europeans in 10th and 11th in good point scoring positions. Yeah, but a strong showing for Team Europe then. I think they've got it out of the way, and obviously they now come to a European-based track. So obviously Bathurst is technically in Asia, even though it's Australasia in it, but same thing. Don't mind, be right. Yeah, I don't. And then Monza's in Europe, and then Interlagos is over in America. It is America, just in case you're wondering, because it's South America, not North America. So now, right. So this is how I entertain myself between races. I just chat bollocks. I get used to it. Let's have a look. Sorry, I've got some messages I need to just catch up on. For some reason my phone suddenly just blew up then. Right. Not literally. Not literally. Missing some messages. It looks like everyone's got to enter up. Right then. So, how many laps have we got here? Monza again, one of my favourite tracks. I ran the Ferrari 458 here in a practice lobby with these lads. The one I did quite well. Top speed is king at Monza, and I think the Jaguar is probably the best top speed car out of the 3 of them. Lexus handles slightly better, and the Viper is a bit more of an all-rounder from memory. I haven't really tested these too much though. So just a reminder then, the boys are coping with ×9 tyre wear, ×5 fuel depletion, real grip settings and slipstream settings. They're not allowed to tune the cars. In terms of if any of them gets a penalty, and Monza does have track limit penalties pretty severely. They're not allowed to just burn them off through corners or anything like that. They've just got to keep the penalties basically. So I'm waiting for updates from Zuzims, and I'm sure we'll get that going. Now my keyboard's working, I'll be able to take you on a bit of a lap at Monza again. I love Monza. Not the most technical track in the world though, it has to be said. It's not a hard track to get right. And extracting them key temps out of it does leave you open to track cut penalties, so it's all about use of curbs through Ascari, etc. But it is certainly doable. Team Europe giving America a bash about there, and convicts just in the middle of a European sandwich. Oh, I wish I could replay that. I wish I could. I can't because he's in practice. But basically Les has just gone airborne. Let's go for... So we start a final then. So this is it. Heat 2. So again, all the points from this is just serving to determine the grid order for the grand final race. It's much like the GT events, the heats don't really mean an awful lot. So if you win a heat doesn't mean you're going to win the whole thing. It's going to help though. So rolling start again, it'll give the guys a little bit more of a separation. It should mean in theory we have a little bit less spice down into turn 1. I guess the battle I'm going to keep my eye on is between that man and that man, because they're both fast guys. So West Ham Dar's going to get us underway then. So he's basically got the job of getting the braking point right into turn 1, otherwise chaos will ensue. It is going to be a massive slipstream fest between all these cars then. There's about a 7/10 gap between them all. Full penalty braking at the 150 ball, which is now, but probably a little bit later. Potter does poke his nose out for the Don Dotter. Don Dotter's not going to fight that too much in fairness, just essentially lets him go, probably too early in the race to start battling too hard. Zuzim's going to try and get himself back up the outside as well. Because Cunn's lost out somewhere, he's gone a little bit wrong, going a bit further back. What's going on? Raul's trying to fight his way through Convicts and Lex Cunn. Looks like everyone's getting away well so far. West Ham Dar's being chased down by Potter. They're both part of Team Asia, of course, so I can't imagine that West Ham Dar's will put up too much of a fight for him. Of course, as he gets a half-second penalty for his efforts there, that was just for a little bit of a track cut. You can get that very easily here. West Ham Dar's, does he slow Potter down? No, he's just basically going to let him through. No, they hold position. That's basically because Potter had to go defensive, not in the defensive, but he had to take the narrower line. It's going to let Zuzim's have a chop round the outside of Ascari. Potter's going to throw a move up the inside. It's going to slow both of them down. Zuzim's not nowhere to go. West Ham Daz gets it all a little bit wrong. And unfortunately that's West Ham Daz not out of the race, of course, but certainly down a few positions. Gets himself back up to speed. Looks like Darksmoka's getting involved in a little bit of a kerfuffle, is what I can only describe that as. Very, very congested in the midfield. They're nearly 3 wide down into the Parabolica. Mocking Weeks on the inside. Is it worth going for a move at the Parabolica though? He's only going to get taken back. A few drivers will pick up half-second track cut penalties coming out of there, I can guarantee it. So we just go on board. This is Jarv's view at the minute. Darksmoka's basically in a 4 wide car battle. Oh wow, this is going to get messy. We're looking back from Mocking Weeks' point of view. Then looks like everyone gets it slowed down in time. Baggy Snells throws a lovely move up the inside. A Darksmoka might actually choose to go back and have a look at that from Baggy's perspective. And we just caught the replay just a little bit too late, I think. Meanwhile, Potter Pop up into first position, obviously after West Ham Daz. We got it a bit wrong. Zuzim's followed him through into second position, so it's Asia to Europe to America. So each continent has a representative in the top 3. Steve Scuba then also repping the Americans in 4th. Raul's done a good job of fighting through the pack. He's in 5th at this minute in time. There's my T. There's my T. Oh, and that's Baggy Snails really wide in the back. Let's see if we can find out what's going on to Baggy Snails. Chaos behind him as well. Just went a little bit too quickly, by the looks of things. and that's Baggy down into 14th, unfortunately, but plenty of time left in the race for Baggy to recover them. So the action on track at the minute is the battle for 6th. The top 5 have spread out almost. I won't say spread out, they haven't, but they're in a bit more of a single line. Dory essentially getting harried wide by the American convicts Popeye. That's going to let Big Legs cut up the inside as well. I've had a race at Monza against this man, and yeah, I can tell you he's a good driver. Here's our Mr. Les Cunn. So again, we're 3 wide going into turn 1. I can see up ahead Zuzim's has got past Bottom and Pot somewhere. So we will go back and have a look at that. Getting very congested in a minute. Oh, and it's all gone wrong. It's just all gone wrong. It's just, yeah, that's it. It's descended into chaos, ladies and gentlemen. So that move was made at the start. Let's focus on this middle gap again. What happened? So let's try and analyse this. So it does look like everyone gets it stopped in time. And Jarve, convicts, and rear wheel. I'm not even going to try and disseminate that, but it was absolute chaos. Maybe one for the stewards to look at, who knows? As we see someone go wide again, that is convicts going wide. It's going to let Jarve up. Darksmoka's benefited from that, though. Darksmoka's running in 8th now. Les Cunn chasing him down. So like I said, this is all these guys are part of P1 racing community. If you're interested in getting involved in this sort of stuff, just Google them on Facebook. They're a good bunch of lads. If you want to get involved in some racing, they do a lot of leagues, a lot of like Mazda touring cars, stuff like that. So if this is a bit of what you're into and you're enjoying what you're seeing, give them a like on Facebook. Big shout out to Stewie as well if you're watching. I'm not sure if you managed to get this hooked up yet, Stewie, or if you're watching it live or you'll rewatch it later, I'm not too sure. Yeah, Ewok, I don't want to, it's not my place to, especially on stream, start calling shade on anyone. I certainly won't start doing that. It's not my place to. As we watch Raoul almost sold Steve Scooby the dummy. Is he going to get the move done in very late on the brakes, Raoul? Is he going to get it stopped in time? That's the question. Get us out of the way. Very good sportsmanship there from Raoul. Didn't think he was going to get that stopped in time, and he didn't. And, Steve just went straight back through again. Jarve running in 6th in Team Europe at the minute. Convicts Popeye not too far behind him. Darksmoka's got a little bit of a gap to pull back in. And you're not going to do that by running on the gravel, mate. Unfortunately. Meanwhile, Susan's have got a Pottermore pot all over his backside. It's a Team Europe fighting off Team Asia so far. It's the Asian invasion, and that comes in the shape of Pottermore pot from Leicester. He's going to get the run coming down into the Parabolica, but it's not always beneficial to make a move here. So Potter doesn't do that, which is probably sensible, to be fair. We've got 4 laps into a 10-lap race at Monza, and they're both going to opt to come in to the pits. Are they? No. Sold him a dummy nearly. I didn't think anyone was going to pit yet. Steve Scooby and Raoul still having a little bit of a battle for 4th. Jarve convicts do pit. And they'll be looking to go into the medium tyres. In fact, I'm just going to get what tyres people have up, since Steve isn't making that move. Display on, there we go. Right then, so None of the top boys have pitted yet, and they're all doing a good job on the tyres, to be fair. They're all on mediums as well, so no one's going to have a ridiculous advantage. Pot has got past. He must have done that on the start-finish straight, so I am missing moves here. It's going to happen when we've got 15 drivers to cover, and all pretty quick lads as well, so it's going to be intense action. But currently the battle for first looks a little bit something like this. So currently you've got Pot chasing down Zuzims, coming into Ascari. You can hear Zuzims just changing up there, and that's just to save fuel. So why even the slipstream of another car's Pot goes really wide there. So yeah, while you're in the slipstream of another car, you can just short shift a little bit. And Zuzim's done a great job on his fuel. Gotta be said, saves a ton of fuel. So sometimes it's just beneficial staying in the slipstream of another car just to save those extra temps in the pit stop phase. Raoul's now pulled a little bit of a gap to Steve Scooby. That gap now to 1.6 seconds. Don't forget this time last lap they were pretty much neck and neck. You will probably see a lot of these boys pitting now. Yeah, they're all coming in. Gonna get off that medium tyre and onto that super sticky soft tyre. They're all doing it. They're all coming in. So now we'll see who saved the most fuel. So Zuzims is already coming out of the pits, whereas Potter's coming out of the pits as well, and his gap now is, that's how much it was worth. That's an illustration just how much that was worth. That's 4.7 seconds gap when they were literally neck and neck. That's all in fuel saving. So it's well worth doing. Greta Thunberg will be impressed. Zuzims, well done, mate. You've got a thumbs up from Greta there. Greenpeace will name their next boat after you for saving that amount of fuel, saving those carbon dioxides. So Darksmoka's not pitted yet. There's a few guys that haven't pitted yet, and that does baffle me a tiny bit. Why would you stay on a slower tyre longer? Same as Rear Wheel 72. He's just on the. He's still on the mediums. To be fair, I would have probably gone for. I'd have done a 5-lap each way stint. So we'll monitor this gap then between. Dory's got past Pot somewhere. I wonder if I caught that. No, that happened earlier on. So Team Asia then in second and third. Team Europe again lead the way. Pot currently running in third position. Dory in second, but I don't think these two will fight each other too much. West Ham Daz has made an error somewhere, and he's going to go off into the gravel. Unfortunately, that's a bad mistake. That's going to land him further down the grid than he wants to be. Steve Scooby and Convicts. They're now coming down into the Parabolica. Convict very late on the brakes there. I wonder if he was going for the very late apex move. We should now be seeing Darksmoka peel off into the pits. That would be most of the guys pitting now. So that will be pretty much it. Zuzims has extended his lead ever so slightly. Potter is now up into second position. Dory's disappeared somewhere. I need to find out where Dory went. I don't know if he pitted or what. Raoul gets past Don Dotter. So that's another position up for Team Asia. Raoul takes the chicane much better this time than he did a few laps ago, where he gained that penalty he's still got. And the Don Dotter carrying 2.4 seconds worth of penalties. That's a huge amount, but currently he's 8 seconds safe to jar behind it, so he doesn't need to worry too much as long as he doesn't make any errors. Of course, what happens with these penalties is they round up to the nearest second. So if you're carrying a 6/10 penalty, that's going to hit a second. If you're carrying a 0.1 second penalty, or even just 1/1000th of a second, when you across the line, it's going to be a second. So it can be worth just not picking up penalties at all, I guess, but it's hard to do around Monza. I picked up my fair share the other night as well. Right, so we'll go back for 6, developing them between Steve Scooby Convicts and Big Les Cunn. All these guys have now pitted, of course. Big Les Cunn on the softer tyre, so in theory he should have a little bit more grip around the corners, but he's going to be in the dirty air as well, so he's going to be suffering from a little bit of loss of front downforce. Darksmoka after his pit stop in 12th. Zuzim's running away with this one. Hasn't got the fastest lap of the race, that belongs to Raul Siambaba. If he keeps on like this, if Potter's 1.5 second penalty, Potter's at risk of losing that second position. He won't lose it on the road at this rate. He's got 2 more laps to go. Well, 3 technically. And he needs to pull a gap, does our Potter, because if Raul Siambaba gets himself within 2 seconds, that's him over him, basically. So there's Dory. He had just come into the pits in 9th, so he needs to make some moves now, does Dory. He needs to get motoring on, gets Convicts popping around the outside. And he's through. Stewie! Yeah, hospital internet, mate. Poof. Been there and done that, mate. How are you getting on anyway? You'll have missed the start of this, mate, but what I was basically saying is this race is for you. They've all made a big point of it. This is for you to watch while you're there, hopefully give you some entertainment. Call them all Cunns, whatever you want. So, 8 laps in, Heat 2, Zuzim, who's the winner of Heat 1, is currently leading Heat 2 by 6.5 seconds to Potter. Potter's been losing time to Raul. Raul's now within prime suck range, so he's going to be getting some slipstream main straight now, more importantly. So Potter's punching a hole in the air for him. And although these two are on the same team, there'll be no love lost. Raul will want that second position. So that's your top 4 essentially, who have broken away from the remainder of the pack. Jarvis currently running 5th. There is a little bit of a battle developing for 6th, which, as we forecast not long ago, Big Les Cunn would win out of that one, and he has. Virtually the softer tyre just giving a little bit more grip. Barely anywhere on the rears, so potentially might need to revisit his brake balance setting. Baggy Snails, after getting himself on the grass earlier on, is in 10th, but really putting the pressure on Convicts now. He's going to go around the outside. Yeah, Stewie, they wish you were here and all, mate, but you know, ultimately they just want you healthy and well again, so in your own time. Convicts just develops his own line through the chicane there. Unfortunately for Convicts, that's going to top his penalty up nicely. That's going to give Baggy a little bit of breathing room. Good old Darksmoka once again, running a bit of a boring race. He's got no one around him. So, is there anything interesting going off? So Raul has really pulled in on Potter though. Gap pretty much at a second. Raul's going to be getting a little bit of the dirty air now. He's in that 1 second range. Potter just gets the entry to Parabolica slightly wrong by the sounds of it. Yeah, Raul's gained 4 tenths on him. So, final lap. Raul half a second behind Potter McPot. Is he going to send it into T1? Brake roughly at the 150 board, brake about now, and he's gonna send it. Potter's not having any of it though, and yeah, Raul from a mile back, launched it up the inside. So that's potted down into third, and with 7 tenths penalty as well, that looks like it might seal his fate. These guys are driving to the same team, don't forget. Potter's going to go back for him. Oh no, 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 Team Asia, don't do that. That's the Don Dotto gone up into third now. Potter's not going to be happy about that. Let's go back and have a look. So this is on board with Pot McPot. So Raoul will switch back to the racing line. Potter makes his entitled move, but just can't get the car stopped in time. And just collide with his teammate. Suzuki's lead now 10 seconds. Because Cunn has pulled a massive gap to Steve Scooby, who's knocking down polystyrene barriers and going off track and all sorts. It looks to be getting very scruffy now in this last part of the race. What exactly happened here, Steve? Just got it on the grass. Yeah, and just on re-entering the track, just got into a bit of a collision with Dory. So that's Zuzim's finished then. Well done to Zuzim's, nearly 10-second lead, mate. Raoul Baba just gets short of his penalty before the finish line. Don Dotter tries to do the same. Pot McPot will probably be very angry at that fourth place finish. He was running in the lead or second for most of that race. Job 72, good race for him, brings Team Europe some points home. Him and Big Les Cunn, 5th and 6th respectively for Team Europe. Baggy Snell's another Team Europe contender, fighting off Mocking Weeks, but Mocking Weeks is going to get him by virtue of his penalty. Dory in 9th, Convicts in 10th. Steve Scooby looks like he's going to get 11th. Monsieur Darksmoka in his European Jaguar. It's going to get to, I don't know what accent that was, don't at me. Slams handbrake on to the roars of the Italian fans in the background. Rear wheel 72 man on a minuscule amount of fuel crosses the line. Weaking. The American. I wonder where he got his PSM from. He was having wheel calibration issues in race 1. Brings up the 14th and final point. So that's race 1. That was entertaining. I think the Don Dotter's left and joined again. I don't know whether that was for any particular reason. So much for team racing, mate. Yeah, I agree, you know. With you 100%, Stewie. But that wasn't just Potter and Raoul doing that. A lot of the teams were doing that. Fighting each other. It's just a racer's instinct though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, we have it in a League I racing where we're all technically part of a team, but I'm still battling for a personal championship, so you know, I'm not going to let something past. I'm still going to battle for a position. So that's me opening a yogurt. I didn't think it'd be that loud. Right, so race 2. I'm hopefully going to get some standings from Zuzim's. We know Zuzim's is going to be top, obviously. So I'll just send him a little message. Don Dotter disconnected. Does it classify him then? He was third. I'll give him that. Yeah, he was. Don Dotter was third. Huh? Yeah, it's put him in 15th. Hang on, has he done that? Oh, GT. I love GT service. Don Dotter, who finished third on the road. Yeah, because if you look at that down here, look, 13 seconds behind the leader. Race time of 20 minutes 12 seconds, which would put him in third. because of the disconnect. Who knows? Yeah, gotta love GT servers. Right, so that's that race then, ladies and gents. The next one, in the case of racing, what we're going to do is we're going to pack all these cars up into a very fast jet, fly them over to Brazil to the Interlagos circuit, and there we're going to have, I think it was, how many laps? It's going to be 11 laps at Interlagos, and I'll tell you something, from my testing, Interlagos just chews tyres. Absolutely just nuts tyres. It's potentially a two-stop race. Like, I did it in a, I want to say McLaren 650S, which isn't bad on its tyres. It's probably mid-range like a lot of these cars. These cars are FR though, so they'll chew up the fronts quite easily. Potentially a two-stop. You're probably looking at 4-lap stints. That's potentially what I'd do. So Dory's left the room. I don't know whether that's got anything to do with a disconnect or anything, because we are seeing those issues creep up. We do with GT Sports service from time to time. So we're 2 races in with 2 to go. I've just got a few messages I need to catch up on. Yeah, Dory's back. So it was just a it wasn't a disconnect, sorry. So I'm guessing Zuzim's at this minute in time is busy feverishly putting points together. In the meantime, I'm going to try and eat a yogurt. I'm starving. So what's going on then? Anyone in the chat? Let's have a look. Stewie, yeah, I don't know. Well, the thing is, Stewie, the only thing I'm not too sure of, mate, is whether it's been marketed as a team championship, i.e. only a team can win, or as a who's the best out of these 15 drivers championship. If it's the latter, then definitely you'll get a lot of people who are just like, yeah, I'm in Team Europe or whatever, but I'm still I'm racing for me. Like, I don't care about the team. I'm racing for me because it's me up in the championship. But it's not like F1 where both have their own. I don't know how it's marketed or not. That being said, there's a lot of guys in this room that will struggle to dull their racing instincts and will just want to overtake if the opportunity is there or put a good race in. I know that's what these guys like to do. I've raced with a few of them before. I've raced with pretty much all of them the other night, and they do love a battle. Some good fun racing with them the other night. Did I? I've got to be honest, that Monza race was a little bit chaotic. Right there. So I've got updates. So, current standings, ladies and gentlemen, just so you are aware of what is going on. Current leader, Zuzim, was 50 points. Yeah, Zuzim 25 points. Looks like Raoul's in second, and Don Dotter in third. Potter is scoring consistently though, has to be said. I think it's pretty much joint third for Potter. And we'll get these running as they go. So this next race then is the last heat race. So let me give you the grid for this one. which is being manually set as we speak. So the grid for Heat 3 at Interlagos, 12 lapper. Jarves first, Raoul second, Weed King in third, Darksmoka in fourth. So it's Darksmoka's best opportunity here today. So if he's been testing any track, it's going to be this one. Jazz, as we've heard, is rear wheel 72 man in 5th, Potter in 6th with Daz in 7th, Steve Scooby in 8th, Baggy in 9th, Zuzim's in 10th, so Zuzim's again right the way back down basically. Mocking Weeks in 11th, Big Les Cunn 12th, Don Dotter 13th, Dory 14th, and Convicts Popeye is going to be starting bang last on this one. So who to watch then? Who to watch? Potter's always, Potter loves to scythe through a field, does Potter, so he's going to be starting 6th, Interlagos, Senna S's. You're gonna get some chaos down there, aren't you? Zuzim's, of course, is going to be starting 10th. We saw what he did at Bathurst with starting downloaders, taking advantage of slipstream and stuff. Interlagos, probably the most technical circuit of the night, so it's more of a driver's circuit than any of the ones that have gone before. Sorry about it, I'm eating a yogurt. This is professional streamer, this is. And my phone's froze. Well, I can't check your comments because my phone's froze up. There we go. We're back. We're back in action. Don't think it'll matter. No, mate. I don't think either. Because ultimately, each driver's scoring points, so we're going to know who the highest scoring driver is. Currently, it's Susan. He's all to play for, because I think the final's double points. So like I say, his heats don't really matter. It's like he scored double points at the in the final one. So even if you just average results in the heats, you get a good result in the final, you're well in. Let's have a look. Yeah, I want to say it's double points for the heats. I think it is. For the final at Spa. So the Dom Dotter's back. That's going to annoy Raoul, who's trying to set the grid. People keep leaving and entering. So I'll be underway with this one soon. I do enjoy Interlagos as a track, but it's renowned for promoting contact, especially in GT Sport. What's going on there? I don't know what's going on there. Before we get underway. Alright then. Final. Have you missed them, Stewie? No. Well, to be honest, mate, they've missed you. So, get your send back on. Right. Last heat. We'll know the grid order for the Spa finale after this one. Rolling start, of course. Should give everyone a little bit of separation going down into T1, which is a contact point. So Jarve 72 is going to lead us away. Raoul's going to be in second though, so Raoul's going to be in prime position to get a result like this one. And they're away in the last heat, 12 laps in Interlagos await us. Looks like everyone got away well. Drama in T1. Weekend goes a little bit wide. Potter does as well. No, Potter gets away, actually fine. It's not Potter I was mentioning. Baggy Snells gets through fine. Someone was off. That was the Don Dotter. Combits up a space and rear wheels lost out. So everyone's getting through just fine. There is a car going slowly. Was Zuzim's? Was it Zuzim's? No, it wasn't Zuzim's. He started in 10th and he's on his way up. So Zuzim's already up to 8th. John managed to hold Raoul off so far. Now these two, best mates in real life. There'll be no love lost now as Darksmoka's chasing down Potter for European glory. They are on the edge of their seat in Brussels in the European Parliament, all voting on everything that's been suspended. It's all about, can Darksmoka take Potter at Interlagos? Currently though, Potter's just pulling out a bit more of a gap. If Darksmoka can get a good run out of here, which he can, that's a really good exit. He's actually gaining time on Potter now with the slipstream, so he could be in position at the end of the straight to potentially make a move, but it doesn't look like he's gaining fast enough. Any action further down the field doesn't look like it. Looks like Jarve's doing a good job of defending to Raoul. Raoul has dropped Potter a little bit though, so Potter's got some work to do now. Got to get his head down. As Mocking Weeks goes for a move on Steve Scooby, Steve backs out of that, lets him go. But Mocking Weeks takes it far too quickly. It's all getting a little bit tight now. Big Les Cunn's going to want to try and capitalise on this. T5, not a brilliant overtaking spot, but moves can be made. Evening, Burnfight. Good to see you on, mate. Looks like there might be a little bit of lag creeping into the Don Dotter's car there. The Don Dotter did suffer a disconnect in his last race though, so this could be affecting him and other races around him. His car's jumping all over the place on my screen. Didn't mean to cut away from that. Let's get back to it. Yeah, Don Dotter's all over the place. Mocking Weeks massively wide. Looks like Les Cunn's followed him through. I've replay marked that. That's where Kimi Raikkonen got lost in it a few seasons ago. We'll go back and have a look at what happened to Les Cunn there. So he has got the Don Dotter behind him. It sounded like he got hit. It sounded like he got hit there, I've got to be honest. ...2012. Yeah, I thought it might have been. It was a battle for first then. Raoul and Jarve going at it for first position. So a Jaguar is looking to penetrate the Asian community. Currently Raoul's holding his own. Pot is getting dropped a little bit by that. He's been having to think about getting attention from behind. West Ham Dars and Zuzims have both made their way past Darksmoka though. Darksmoka has now got the attention of Steve Scooby. We saw him go a little bit wide there, so Steve's potentially going to have to run on him. Darksmoka just puts his car in the right place, and Steve can't make a move happen there. And the battle's a little bit further down. Yeah, the Don Darks car's all over the place still. Same. If you watch my videos, you'll see the same sort of thing happened to me the other night, and I lost a lot of time for that. It can really impact your race. Any battles on track? Yeah, it looks like Zuzims here is going to go for a move on West Ham Dars. Is he close enough? 2 attempts. If you get your braking right, a move can happen. Potter gets his braking wrong. West Ham Dars looks like he nearly takes him out. That's really going to affect his exit speed here. Zuzims just has to run it out wide to avoid contact. He's going to tuck himself back into the slipstream and aim to make a move down at the probably more promising T4. He does, he pokes his car out. Tiny little bit of contact, but I think that was more. West Ham Dars wasn't expecting him to be there. Darksmoka and Steve Scooby on a little bit of a battle now. Darksmoka's got the inside line for turn 5, but it looks like he either just backed out of it, or Steve just got a better run. So we'll have a bit of a flick through what tyres people are on, because I'm expecting some pit stops soon, to be fair, for some of them. I think Raoul will stay out on the mediums. So like I said, he's on the mediums. Jarv on the softs, they're hammered. No wonder Raoul's pulled 2 seconds this lap. Them tyres are absolutely butchered. And Potter's on the mediums, he destroyed those as well. Zuzims now up into 4th position. Them medium tyres are looking really good nick for Zuzims. Obviously he's got his soft stints to come. He can afford to extend that stint though, looking at the state of those, they're in good nick. West Ham Daz is on the softs. Steve Scooby on the mediums, looks like it's barely touched them. Darksmoka's on the mediums as well, they've got a little bit more wear on them, but Darksmoka's going to go for a move here. Steve's just going to try and outbrake him. Darksmoka's going to go, no, I'll hold the line. A little bit of contact between these boys. And Darksmoka's really putting it in for Team Europe here. He's got a little bit of a penalty though, so that's going to affect him potentially. Is he going to poke his nose down coming into turn 5? Yes, I think he is. He's going to try and insert his Jaguar into the inside. Steve Scooby's run wide. That's going to give him a penalty and a poor exit coming up to T5. Darksmoka's got the move done. Any action on track? Let's have a look. Big Les Cunn after that off earlier. Looking to get himself back into point scoring positions. You love my voice. Which one do I want to make when I'm climbing off you? Anyway. Jarv, mate, you're going to have to pit. Yeah, you're going to have to do it, mate. I mean, just lump it. Them tyres are buggered, mate. Them tyres are absolutely shot. And whether he heard me or whether that was just his intuition, Jarv pits. So this is the battle to watch, I think. Zuzims versus Potter. They're on equal tyre compounds, but Potter's got a fair bit more wear on his. I think the Lexus is just struggling to look after them as much as the Jaguar is. Potter, of course, has been fighting a lot more this race, so he'll have been later on the brakes, he'll have been scrubbing his tyres a little bit more than Zuzims will have been. Zuzims has, of course, been saving his way through the field, but he's had a bit of an easier job of it than Potter has lately. So Potter does defend, that's going to take him wide. Can Zuzims get a good run up into turn 5? Either way, Potter's going to put his car on the inside for that, so Zuzim's going to have his work cut out to get the move done on the outside. His best move is hang it wide and go for the cutback. Looks like he's doing just that. Potter's seen that coming though, puts his car again in the right place. Zuzim just can't make a move happen, despite having much better tyres. Potter defending valiantly to the European onslaught here, almost running him out wide fairly, of course. You can do that. Zuzim's then wants a really good exit out of this corner. He gets it. He gets it. He's got Potter eventually on the last corner. Just those tyres just providing just that little bit more bite. Will these guys pit? We are on the end of lap 6 now. I'd probably expect them to pit this lap. Potter peels off, Zuzim stays out, extends his middle stints. Let's have a look at that move. Just on board Zuzim's. Braking's fine. Potter just on the worn tyres just gets a bit of understeer, and yeah, that's game over, unfortunately. So Zuzim's now can aim to extend. Potter essentially is trying an undercut, but the problem with that now is he's going to be stuck in a little bit of traffic. Raoul has pitted and he's come out behind Zuzim's. Raoul's now on the soft. I'd expect Zuzim's to pick this lap, because the longer he stays out on the mediums, he's just losing time to Raoul, and he can always try and come back at him towards the end of the race. He was miles back, to be fair. I think Darksmoka's going to be getting a nosebleed run. He was running up in third temporarily. Steve Scooby's just took him there. And we said, Darksmoka, mate, you're having a good race. You're doing well. He gets a little bit of a tap there from the Dondotta, and that's going to send him wide. Steve Scooby did the same thing. The Dondotta's going to try and hold it around the outside. Sorry for missing any on-track action. I'm trying to keep on top of it. It isn't always that easy when there is quite a lot going on. The Dondotta's lag kicking in once more. And if he's around you as a driver, you just won't have any confidence in where his car's going to be from 1 minute to the next. As he comes into the pits. Dory pits as well, so there's a lot of the guys that are on the medium tyre, and Zuzim's does pit, by the way. A lot of the guys that are on the medium tyre are opting to pit now. I'm saying that they should now all come out on a different compound of tyres to what they started the race on. Zuzim's comes out in. So Zuzim's comes out importantly just in front of Potter McPot. The undercut hasn't worked for Potter, but importantly he ain't that far behind him, and Zuzim's now, he's just got to get his head down. He's going to have 1 lap fresher tyres at the end of the race. That might be important. So Potter at this point has 2 options. He either goes full dog attack mode, or he saves his tyres a little bit and just uses the slipstream of Zuzim's to pull himself around the track. Have the fight in the last lap or 2. So we'll obviously check in on Potter and see what he does. Darksmoka not pitted yet. Really long medium stint. Zuzim will probably catch him by the end of the lap, in fairness. So Darksmoka, if he wants to get in Potter's good books, does he hold Zuzim's up? Zuzim's is a teammate. Probably won't want to do that to your teammate though. So Darksmoka predictably does not get involved in that fight and just stays well out of the way of it, and you'll probably see him pull over to the left hand side of the track in a minute and pull himself off into the pits and then pull himself off. He does just that, and that's Zuzim's, and Potter McPot can now resume their battle. 1.1 seconds behind these guys now. Raoul is 13 seconds up the road. Baggy Snails, good job by Baggy, he's running 5th now. We did see him pit a couple of laps ago, he's doing a good job out there. Let's check in with the rest of the field. Jarv 72, who started on pole, he's now on his medium stint after absolutely destroying his softs by fighting with Raoul at the start. But a good 6th position for Jarv so far. The race isn't over for him. He can make positions up if he's got the pace. Steve Scooby running 7th, had that battle with Darksmoka. He's now on his soft stint, so can really start to push on. Mocking Weeks, Convicts, Don Dotter, Big Les, Cunn. Oh, this is a big old chunk of cars come together after the pit stops now, with Darksmoka just at the back of it. So this is essentially the battle for 8th. The Don Dotter's car moving about in the middle of it. Every time I do that, I just press the wrong button on my keypad. So let's get the view of Dory. As you see, Convicts Pop and Les Cunn getting a little bit fighty. Was that Darksmoka? It was Darksmoka just getting involved in that as well. So this goes Mocking Weeks, Don Dotter, Big Les Cunn, Convicts, Dory, Darksmoka. So Darksmoka, we saw have that really long medium stint, is now on the softest tyres, the best tyres on the whole field. Fresh softs, light fuel, he can really hammer in the lap times now. So Darksmoka is in the optimum position to pick up points for Team Europe. Meanwhile, Raoul, fastest lap of the race so far, 1:37.6. Zuzims is catching him, but he ain't gonna pull in 12 seconds in 2 laps unless Raoul has a mare. Zuzims is pulling a gap to Potter. Potter on slightly older tyres, I think. West Ham Daz and Baggy having a little bit of a battle. Going into T5. West Ham Daz just a flash of the indicators there, so that's is that just him backing off? I'm not too sure. Let's see if I can capture if anything happened between these guys. No, he just got it a bit wrong going into T4. That's all that happened there. Don't know what happened there. Convicts Popeye popping up in the chat, not happy. Steve Scooby and Jarv getting very fighty. Things are getting a little bit tense now with these guys. I think a lot of the stress is boiling over. Big Les Cunn in 10th. We're down to Dory in 11th. Darksmoka in 12th. He's got Convicts Popeye for company. So I don't know if Convicts has had a little bit of an off. Potentially somewhere. Wheat King in 14th for Rear Wheel 72, man. It's an absolute nightmare of a race. I think he's had a couple of little incidents in this one. He's in 15th for this minute in time. Nothing at all exciting happening up the top. Sorry boys, you're not going to be getting a lot of coverage in this race. I'm just monitoring gaps as it is. Jarv and Steve Scooby relatively close together. Mocking Weeks and the Don Dotter close as well. The potential for moves to be made here. Go on board Jarv, have a look backwards, see if anything happens. Steve Scooby, really a solid job on the brakes by Steve there. Steve's going to get this move made, I think. He's going to have better speed. That was stunning braking by Steve Scooby. Can he hang it round the outside of turn 5? It's the first time I've seen that move made all race. Beautiful move, Steve Scooby. And Jarv's just going to hemorrhage places, 3 places in 1 corner. Jarv's lost there as the Don Dotter lags around in front of him. Mocking Weeks won out of that one as well. He's up into 7th, chasing down Steve Scooby. Dory in 11th, chasing down Big Les Cunn. Darksmoka's dropped back from him a little bit. Darksmoka and Convicts, are they still involved in a little bit of a fight? No, Convicts has dropped back. Yeah, so it's all kicking off here, really. This is where the fighting is. So I think a lot of people are sticking with a 1 stop. I don't think we're going to see any 2 stoppers here. The tyre wear doesn't look that bad for most of them. I'd say they're all escaping. Won't go that far. We're all coping with it. did I see you overtake Goodwood against Fourfish? I did, mate. It was a good move. Pretty sure you got my move of the race anyway. Pretty sure of it. Anyway, I'm missing what's going on the screen. Stop putting me off, Burnt Fry. Raoul, dominating race from Raoul, really. What more can be said? Zuzim's, good race from Zuzim's as well. Don't forget he started in 10th, I think, this race. So he'll be chuffed to bits with that one. Potter in 3rd. Another good race from Potter, to be fair. Don't be sorry, mate, I'm only joking. We'll watch the guys as they come over the line. So a brilliant race from Raoul Siambaba. Fastest lap, dominating performance as well. 10, nearly 11 seconds ahead of Zuzim's as they cross the line. Are you going to give us a handbrake, Raoul? No, let down. Zuzim's, we're going to get a handbrake, mate. 2nd place for Zuzim's, great job. No handbrake from him. Potter will give us a handbrake. Go on, will he? He gets rid of his penalty. Does he slam it on? No. What are you all doing? Anyway, Baggy, 4th position. 4th position for Baggy. Does he burn his penalty off before the line? No. Does that gift it to Steve Scooby? It does. Don Dottett brings home 6th. Jarve. Mocking Weeks then gets 6th. Jarve 72 gets 8th. Big Les Cunn gets 9th. Dory Dory gets 10th. Darksmoka gets 11th. No, we didn't even get a handbrake from Darksmoka. What's going on? West Ham Dars, Convicts Popeye, Rear Wheels 72 man's going to be bringing up the rear, and Weeking's got 5.4 seconds worth of penalties. And does decide to burn them off before their line. So, I guess the next job then is just wait for an update on what the grid and rear wheels run out of fuel. See what that does to the grid. So Zuzim's has got 2 wins, Raoul's got 1, so I've got to think that Zuzim's is going to probably start on pole, but we'll see what happens. I'll just wait for Zuzim's to give me an update on points, I guess. Alright then. So, what I was going to say about it is less entertaining than Monza. Probably a lot more thought involved in that. So, I certainly think that... Are you off to bed, Burnt Fry? Oh, yeah. It's Saturday night. It's 10:30. Let me get out there, get drinking, mate. Do some entertaining. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens in the points for that one. The Don Dotters lag in that one caused quite a few issues. You know what? When I say that, I'm not having a pop at him. I'm having a pop at his terrible internet connection. You know, he's not certainly turned his internet down on purpose to gain some form of advantage. It just happens sometimes. You could just get a really bad sort of return rate on your ping or something, and it messes everything up. Yeah, some good races all around there, to be fair. I think a lot of guys did a good job. Good job by Potter as well. But I know how quick Potter is. He's in MRC. He's one of the faster lads. I guess we'll see what the grid order is going to be for this one, which I'm waiting for an update on. Are you watching that joke of a fight between KSI and Logan Paul? You watching that abomination? If it weren't on pay-per-view, I'd watch it just for the entertainment value, but I'm not paying money to watch that. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it, mate. Well, hope you enjoy it. Anyway, I'll probably stream it. I'll probably find some dodgy online stream to get it from. Let me just message. Yeah, I think we're going to give them a 10-minute break, and then we're in for finale at Spa. So Spa then, 9 laps at Spa, and it's a long old lap as well, so you notice it. So what I'm going to do is just run and get a drink from downstairs. I'll be back with you in just a minute. I think while we're doing that, shall we just watch someone on track? Is anyone driving round? Or is anyone gonna drive round? Big Les, I've camera on you for a minute or two, mate, and I'm just gonna go and get a drink. Right, so I'll mute you guys for a minute just while I go and get some liquid refreshment. I forgot how much chattering this does get to you. Right, back in a minute, folks. Turns. Okay. So we've got a grid for the final race, and so we now know what's going to happen in terms of who goes where. So on pole. This is a grid start, by the way. So according to the source, it's going to be fun. Zuzim's on pole with Raoul in second, Pot in third. Baggy Snell's in fourth, Don Dotter in fourth, Big Les in sixth, in seventh is Mocking Weeks, eighth is Jarves, ninth is Scooby, Dory in 10th, Popeye and Darksmoka occupy 11th and 12th respectively, with Daz, Rero 72 and Wee King at the back of the grid. So that's your There's a free live stream on YouTube. I'll watch that then, mate, to be fair. I'll probably give that a watch. But I'll tell you what, I ain't paying for that. Well, it's a matchroom show, so it was bound to be pay-per-view, I thought. That guy pay-per-view himself going to the toilet. So, Spa then. Is anyone coming to the end of a lap that I can view? Let's go on board with Les Cunn again. This is it, last race. Mate, this is last race, burn fry. This is it now. So, the grid order I've just read is basically the championship position as it stands. After the 3 heats you've just seen. In terms of team championships, Europe is steaming away with it. Europe have got 204 points. Asia in second with 157. And USA bringing up the rear, 134. Currently, Zuzim 72 points. Raoul got 67. And Potter 54. So it's all to play for. So yeah, confirmed it's double points as well for this race, so it could all change. It could all change dramatically. So let's go on board with Darksmoka as we take on a lap of Spa-Francorchamps. So a new track to the game, but not a new track to a lot of us who know our racing. So lap starts here, down to the source hairpin, braking at about the 100-metre board, and then you want to take as much of this curb on the inside as you can, and you can go up to about the yellow strip there. Darksmoka has just took that absolutely perfectly. Down towards Eau Rouge and Rodillon, you take as much of the corner on the left as you want really, but for the rest of the curbs 2 wheels is about your maximum. A little bit of a lift in this Jag. Your car does go light there, and your pants turn brown, and everything else. Coming up to the Camel Straight towards Lake Combe. You can carry a lot more speed here than you think, so you brake just as the curb starts. Probably down into 3rd or 2nd. 2nd might be a bit too high. Just around this little kink. It's a downhill braking zone. Braking just after the curb starts, and then off the throttle, partial throttle just as you pass that sort of green cone, down through No Name, a little bit of a lift, dab on the brakes just to rotate the car if you need to, and then accelerate down towards P1. Look for the 50-metre board on the right hand side, brake just after that, roll your car through, accelerate pretty much as soon as you see the crane, and then power out down towards the tightest, probably the second tightest chicane on the circuit. Probably brake just for the 50-metre board, down towards 3rd, and then don't be tempted to floor it here because you will run into the gravel trap. Towards Stavolo then. It's important to get right because this dictates speed all the way down the back straight. Darksmoka does a good job here. You don't want to get too much of that green AstroTurf on the outside because that will pull you off in the wrong way. Full power then. Now it's battle of the braveries as to who will take Blanchimont flat. Will anyone take Blanchimont flat? That is the question. You can pick up large penalties for even getting 2 wheels off this circuit. I think Darksmoka's just about got away with that. Look for the line that crosses the circuit, brake just after it, down into the bus stop. 2 wheels in each curb. The red curb on the inside there does unsettle the car, so you want to ideally avoid that. And then that's a lap of Spa-Francorchamps. Thank you very much, Darksmoka, for taking us around that. So it's all to play for now. As Darksmoka just handbrakes it over the line. So if you're watching the stream, check in, say hello. if you're watching the stream on like a replay and we're not live when you're watching this, because obviously I'll keep the stream up on my channel. So if you're re-watching this, drop a comment below and say hello and all that sort of stuff. Subscribe to this man's YouTube channel as well, wherever he is, wherever you are, Darksmoka. Subscribe to him on YouTube. You'll see his logos kablamoed all over the cars. Under the headlights there on the Lexus. He covers a lot for the P1 boys, so do go and show him some love. These boys are all racing for Stewie as well. I can be assured that they're keeping Stewie in their thoughts pretty much at all times. They're like a family, these lot. I think a lot of sim racing groups can attest to doing the same sort of stuff. They all look out for each other. I've met up with a few of these boys in real life. Went to British GT with Potter and Nev. Potter and Darksmoka. Went to karting with Potter and Darksmoka. Met up with a load of the MRC boys out there as well. So yeah, you get to know a lot of these boys in real life, and you talk to them pretty much every day online as well if you race this thing a lot. So yeah, you do get to know each other, look out for each other. So Stewie, if you're watching, mate, they've all got you in the thoughts and wishing you all the very best. We hope you're enjoying the racing tonight as well. If this is the sort of thing you like, love a bit of online sim racing that's hard racing but fair, then check out P1RC Community on Facebook. They do all our leagues during the week. A lot of them are commentated on live by Darksmoka as well. So if you want a sense of what they do and this isn't enough to whet your appetite, go check out Darksmoka GT Sport on YouTube, and he'll have much more of this sort of stuff on his channel that you can go and check out and get a sense of as well. So a lot of the boys just getting warmed up at Spa. I'm going to open my drink, so I bought one up. Not even open the damn thing. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little Excel document open, and I might input live points into it. So I'm just going to use this break to quietly and feverishly look around. Baggy! How you doing, mate? Mate, good job from you so far, you know. I know I sound surprised when I say that, but yeah, good job. You're gonna be starting. I wanted to say 4th, I think. Baggy. Where are you? Yeah, you're 4th on the grid, my mate. You're 4th, my chap. Starting times. Yeah, everyone's waiting. Alright, so give me a sec. Oh, bugger off. Stop doing that. I'm waiting for Ewok. I'm waiting for Ewok for. He's not in the race, is he? Or does he go by another name? I think he might do. Bigglers. Mocking. Well, I can spell it right. There we go. Ewok. Ewok's in the room. Jav, Scooby, Dory, Popeye, Darksmoka, Das, Rear Wheel, Wheat Kick. So with this being double points, does that mean the fastest lap's worth 2 points as well? Let's have a look then at what the points are. So, Points. I'm sorry, this isn't entertaining TV, I know that. If you want entertainment, go elsewhere. So, we've got 100, 44. Laptop on my lap for a sec. I remember why I didn't do this sort of stuff. 40. Two minutes till start then. Nerves are kicking in already and I'm not even racing. 14. Shake and bake. It's shake and bake time, baby. 12. So 10 points, 13 is going to be worth 6 points. 14's going to worth 4 points, and dead last 2 points. So let's input where the drivers are. Susans has been very kind to send me all the points that everyone's on. Popeye's on 20. Just insert another column. How many points is Zuzim's on? 72. Yikes. Raoul, how many points are you on, mate? 67. Potter. Potter. I can't find you on my list. Where are you? 54. Mr. Baggy Snails. 47 points. Close between you guys. 47. Don Dotter. 46. Big Les Cunn. 36. Final started. We're underway. Big Les and Mocking Weeks are tied on points. Right then, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. All roads have led to this, the final of the P1RC Continental Cup. It's taking a little bit of time to get going. The Don Dot has disconnected, unfortunately. I was waiting for that. There's a grid start this time. Zuzim's on pole, as you can see. The grid order's confirmed there. Ewoki's joining the race. So I'm going to put my computer down for a second. I'm going to have plenty of time in the race to look at that. I think there's going to be a restart. Looking at this, there's a few people that have quit out. Yeah, we're going to have a restart. I think we lost, by the sounds of it, we had a few connection issues. So yeah, everyone's out. Darksmoka, you can't carry on, mate. I know you're in first. He's like, bugger off, I'm gone. Oh mate, go on. Should have done it. Should have just gone, mate. Sent it. Darksmoka. Where are you, mate? How many points are you on anyway, you big lad? 17 points. Daz, you're on 9 points. Rear wheel 72 man. Jazz, you're on 7 points. And Weed looking... No, 4 points. Right then, so 50 points up for grabs in this one. 51 if you get the fastest lap as well. I'll try and keep track of live scores because this is where we're at, basically. I'll try and on the fly work out how this is going on. While we're waiting, I'm just going to check for comments and all that shit. Okay, so we best go in and spectate this, haven't we? It will let me in a minute. The rooms are just being a little bit buggy tonight. There we go, we're in. So let me get my trusty keyboard on the go. So, final 8 laps, Spa-Francorchamps. And they're away. Looks like everyone got away cleanly this time. Let's see if there's any issues coming into the source. Picking your braking point here is going to be massively important. There's a few guys that are going for moves. I'm not getting player names above the cars for some reason, which is going to cause mass confusion because everyone's in matching liveries. And that is going to cause me some issues. Raoul has lost out at the start. Baggy Snells is going for a move up into Baggy Snells got the move done right through Eau Rouge and Radilia. Is anyone daft enough to go side by side through there? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Ewok got a little bit sideways. Zuzims leads the way. Pot though is he's gonna challenge at the end of the Camel Straight. Does he do anything about it? No. Raoul goes really deep, and that's going to let Baggy Snells up. Someone spinning in the background. That looks like it might have been Darksmoka. No, it wasn't Darksmoka, it was someone else. Again, I'm not getting names at the top of the name, the top of thingy. It was Steve Scooby, I think. Zuzian picked up a little bit of a penalty there, probably for a little bit of a track cut somewhere along the line. Baggy Snell's getting bullied around the track by Jarv. These guys are on the same team. Please don't fight. Who's that? It went a little bit wide at the back. Was that Convict? It was. He's getting very wide at the back of the grid. Dory and Steve Scooby. Someone goes on an adventure in the background. Meanwhile, the loser of the race so far is Raoul. So this is giving Pot ultimate opportunity. Potter needs to win and hope that Zuzims has an awful race and basically scores somewhere down in like 8th or 9th place. Rough maths off the top of my head. So obviously early days in the race, Spa is a very technical track, more technical than what it lets on for. As that's Darksmoka there going for a move on the Don Dotter. So we've gone board with the Don Dotter actually. As he runs it really wide, come through Blanchimont. You can just see the amount of time that gives Darksmoka. He's going to pick up a penalty, I think, for his actions as well. Yep, a whole second. Darksmoka's just got a much better run coming out of the bus stop, and that's him almost out of slipstream range now. So the field has begun to spread a little bit. As we saw Potter go for a move on Zuzims in the background now. Let's have a look if there's any chaos kicking off behind them. So far nothing. We're relatively straightforward as it stands. Ewok's having a great race. He's up into 11th, started right in the back of the grid. See everyone come through the top of Eau Rouge. Where's Ewok? New line. Take a ruse like that, mate. I'm afraid you're going to get yourself a penalty. Yep, half a second. Zuzim's got past pot somewhere. Why did that happen? I had that done a while. Top level commentary here, ladies and gentlemen. Sharp 72 then. Up into third position. Raoul is all over him like fucking on a cupcake. Baggy has lost out to these guys a little bit. It's like Jarve got on that AstroTurf that you don't want to get on. It's going to give Raoul the run. Raoul's not going to sniff at an opportunity to make a move happen. P1's not a traditional overtaking spot, but when you've got a speed advantage like that, you can make it happen. Darksmoka is getting swarmed. So if we just go on board with Baggy Snails, you can see the American duo, sorry, Mocking Weeks and Don Dotter, trying to double end the European counterparts of Baggy and Darksmoka. As these boys come through Stavolo into the fast part of the circuit now. This is flat out in these cars. Baggy just got stuck on that AstroTurf. That's going to cost him a little bit of straight line speed. Darksmoka's been punching a hole in the air for the Vipers though, and he's potentially going to lose out here. Into Blanchimont. Don Dotter gets that move done. Wonderful move by Don Dotter. Is he going to be able to make a move happen when Baggy Snail come into the bus stop now? It could all happen. Nothing happens there. Darksmoka's lost out a few positions by the looks of things. He's down into 8th. He's lost out to Mocking Weeks and the Don Dotter in one corner, but we know that Jaguar is fast and it looks like he's got a better one coming to the source. Meanwhile, Raoul got past Jarve. Jarve's got a fair old gap to those boys that we were just covering behind. Zuzims is escaping away in the lead, holding the fastest lap at the minute, so he's currently on for scoring over a century's worth of points. Pot still in slipstream range though. Roughly 1.5 seconds, you start getting a little bit of benefit. 6 tenths is like the ideal range to get a slingshot. Coming up the Camel straight, he's not close enough to make it happen just yet. Raoul will be chasing those boys down. Jarve's going to be chasing Raoul down. Baggy Snails and the Don Dotter having a little bit of a to-do. Nice and respectful. Baggy's going for the cutback on him. And the Don Dotter just makes sure he can hold on to that place. Convicts and Mocking Weeks, meanwhile, fighting off a vivacious Darksmoka who's lost out to 3 Vipers in like half a lap. And he has got a big Les Cunn approaching him as well. He's on the soft tyre as Darksmoka, so he needs to be making use of that tyre while he's got it bolted onto his car, because he's going to have to take the mediums next. Meanwhile, Ewok into 11th, as we saw earlier on. Dory running 12th. Weeking having a good race in 13th, Steve Scooby in 14th, and Rear Wheelman bringing up the rear. So the top boys on mediums, which means we've not seen the best of these guys yet. The first soft runner is Don Dotter, which probably explain why he was able to go past Thingy at Blanchimont. Baggy's on mediums as well. Mocking Weeks is on mediums. Darksmoka, as we see him nearly make a move. Mocking Weeks, he's on soft tyres as well. And Darksmoka potentially in the best position now to get a move made. Mocking Weeks does go defensive coming into Blanchimont. Probably means that he has to just get out of it a little bit. And he does, a little bit of a lift. Probably more sensible driving there from Darksmoka than I give him credit for. Just keeping that Jag out of trouble. To finish first you must finish. So he carries on for another lap. So we are going to see some pit stops any minute now. As it stands, can confidently say Zuzims is winning this championship. Team Europe will potentially take the win as well. The cars power through Eau Rouge and onto the Camel straight for the 4th time. Pot has reduced the gap to Zuzims. He's now in the magical 6th temp suck zone, and he will be getting maximum benefit of the tow to the degree that he outbrakes himself. Coming into Lacon. Has dropped back a little bit, then Potter a little bit dirty air kicking in. Similar sort of tyre wear and everything between these two boys, so not any hairs to split between them. Vowell has been slowly reeling them in, but very slowly. In fact, I don't even think that gap's moved, to be honest. Jarve doing a good job in 4th position currently, scoring points for Europe, of course. So as it stands, we've got Europe out in front, Asia in 2nd and 3rd, Europe in 4th, and then the first American driver is in 5th, which is the Dominator. Baggy Snails and Darksmoka then bringing home strong positions for Europe again. As we see Baggy Snails get it wrong on the outside of P1. If you get 2 wheels on that Astro, you're going off. It is as simple as that. I think Ewok did the same a second ago. Was that big less Cunn-tinental? So I think we'll start to see some pit stops any minute now. We'll just go back to Zuzims. He's 1.9 ahead of Potter, so Potter's had a terrible lap so far. And the question is though, if Zuzims doesn't pit now, he puts Potter at optimum how he pits. I was going to say Potter could have had a really good chance of an undercut. Instead he's going for the overcut. Potter now needs the lap of his life. He needs to absolutely nail it and hope that Zuzims comes out in traffic. So a lot of these guys are pitting this lap. And the Don Dotter carries on. There's a pit loss time here, 16 seconds, there or thereabouts. I think it was when I timed it. But we'll see if any of these guys come through. So when the pit stops sort of work themselves out, you tend to find things do get shaken up. Zuzims has come out in 3rd. He's 7 seconds behind the Don Dotter, so he's not going to get held up in any traffic. So he now needs a very good outlap in order to negate the overcut that Potter's trying to do on him. Potter currently is he's 15 seconds up the road, so if Potter were to pit at the end of this lap, the data suggests that Zuzims would retain his lead, potentially even grow it. We'll see how this pans out. There's another couple of laps left in this one. Of course, I'll just do a quick check on the comments, see if anyone has commented. So, I'm not doing that. Cliche! How are you doing, mate? How are you doing? I've not checked your channel out in a little bit, actually. I'll need to do that very soon. Right then. As it stands then, for the championship, Zuzims would win it. Even if it were to finish like this, Zuzims would win it because he'd pick up 40 points, and that'd be enough to negate it. That'd be enough, I think. Because Potter won't score enough. Potter's yet to pit, of course. He's going to pit this lap. He's absolutely thrashed that Lexus around this time, so Potter's going to come in the pits. I'd imagine the Don Dodder's going to do the exact same. He's really churned through his fuel reserves, as is the Don Dotter, and Zuzims comes through. So where's Potter going to come out? So Potter's having his car worked on as we speak. Potter's going to be on the softs. He's going to have a lap of fresher softs as well. Do we see him come out of the pits? We'll see him come out of the pits. There's Potter. He's come out in 3rd. So he's lost a position. He's now 8.2 seconds down from the lead, and he really needs a charge now. Job 72, everyone's pitted now, by the way, so this is, as it stands, this is going to the end. Any positions that need to be made now need to be made via overtakes. The last of the pitters are in at this minute in time. That's Rear Wheel, Ewok, Convicts and Darksmoka all peeling out the pits. Wheat King has pitted the last lap. So as it stands is as you see it, and as it will finish, unless anyone does any overtakes or someone crashes or anything daft like that. So Zuzim's currently holds a 5.3 second lead over Raoul. All these guys on the softs, of course, so Raoul holds a 4 second lead to Potter. Jarve a couple of seconds behind them. I'm just flicking through to see if he's on track action. Looks like Baggy Snells and Les Cunn are the closest guys on track, but they are part of the same team, so I won't imagine they fight too much. So looking back towards Les Cunn's car as he comes through No Name and down towards P1. Both guys taking that corner really well. Let's have a check through the back of the pack then. So Dory currently holds a 4 second lead to Darksmoka. Darksmoka has been pulling a gap to Convict's Popeye. Ewok running in 11th, he lost a place in the pits. Steve Scooby in 13th, Wheat King 14th, Rear Wheelman. I think his pit crew, just maybe, I don't know, maybe they're on weed or something. Either way, they're just hovering around his car like a bunch of bored school children outside the 99p news agents. Raoul's car ghosting them for a little bit. Didn't really see why. Potter outbrakes himself coming into the bus stop. That's going to cost him a ton of time. He was gaining as well by the looks of things. Rear Wheelman's left the room. Don't know whether he had an issue. I'm not too sure. It has been a long old night. We've been going for over 2 hours now. And my voice is starting to feel the effects of chatting nonsense for this long. It's been a good format though, interesting, at times difficult to follow, but nevertheless has provided some interesting racing. Starting the grids in the way they have has been a good thing as well, I think, because it does mean that everyone gets a fair crack at a race win. And as they say, the cream always rises to the top. So Potter then has lost a little bit of time to Zuzims and Raoul, all the while keeping the gap to Jarve roughly the same. And Jarve has extended his lead on Mocking Weeks, who's gone on an adventure, and now the Don Dot has gone past. And Mocking Weeks, I think, has just waited for people to get past. Les Cunn's going to go through as well. I'm going to see if we can catch what happened to him actually. We didn't see anything, so I'm not sure. Baggy Snells and Dory still having a little bit of a ding-dong battle. So they're still having a go at it. These are on opposing teams now though, so Darksmoka could really do with giving his compadre some help and getting up there and getting involved in this battle. So on the penultimate lap now, ladies and gents, so fastest lap point currently held by Raoul Baba, 2:27.5. I haven't looked to see live timings to see if anyone is potentially going to break that. At this stage, in all fairness, it ain't going to make too much of a difference. The field has spread out somewhat. Let's have a look through, see if there's anything going on. No, nothing happening on track right at this minute in time, so in terms of that, no overtakes or anything due to happen. Everyone's getting on well. Raoul still holds the fastest lap. Baggy Snails had an issue somewhere. sure he was ahead of Dory. Darksmoka into 9th position then. So Darksmoka normally does the commentaries for P1. He would normally be the man on the mic tonight. He knows an awful lot more about these drivers than I do. Please check him out on YouTube. If you like this sort of stuff, join P1 community on Facebook. You can check out Darksmoka's YouTube as well for sort of coverage on what they all get up to and everything else. They are a good bunch. Got in a lobby with them all last night. It was good fun. Had some good racing. So penalties may well play a part in some closing positions. But at the minute, everyone's got a fair old gap between them. So Zuzim's is halfway, more than halfway through the lap. He's coming into the third and final sector now. Marginal on fuel, fair bit of tyre wear. 7 tenths down on his best time. How's Raul getting on in terms of his sector times? Is he setting any of them on fire? No, he's 2.5 seconds down on his best lap. Potter's on a charge, but I don't think there's much Potter could have done today. Did the best job he could with the chances he had. So your champion, the winner of the race, the winner of 3 of these races tonight, including the final, your champion for tonight, European driver Zuzims. Shook a handbrake over the line, my friend, thank you for that. Raul Siambaba brings home 2nd. That's going to secure 2nd in the championship for this as well. Potter McPot's going to bring home 3rd in the championship. 3rd downwards is to be decided, because we'll have to see how the points all work out. Jar brings home 4th place. I think Potter only just got that because he handbraked too early. The Don Dotter is going to bring home 5th. This lad's going to give us a handbrake. He's not going to give us a handbrake. Mocking Weeks. Looks like he's getting a bit close in the background between Darksmoka, who's not run out of fuel, has he? No, he didn't run out of fuel, but him and Dory finished quite close. Baggy Snells brings it home in 10th in the end. Convicts Popeye in 11th. Ewok 12th, Steve Scooby in 13th, and Wee King in 14th position. Hats off to this man though. Zuzim's your winner tonight. So that's it, that's been a fun night of racing. 2 hours 21 minutes worth to be exact. It's been quite entertaining throughout, I will admit. There's been some good action, some good overtakes. 4 very interesting tracks. All real world tracks of course as well, so tracks we can relate to, cars we can relate to. Continent of choice is Team Brexit by the European Union. So there's confirmation of the final race results. Pretty much everyone but Baggy Snow is getting a penalty in that race. And how many times have we seen that tonight? Zuzim's the winner. Of course, Raul got the fastest lap point. So that's an extra tick in his favour, but all the same, suddenly my sheets has wiped itself clean. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, so well done, ladies. It's well done to everyone, I guess, for the racing time. I'm going to save that replay because I'm going to take a picture out of it for a thumbnail. Let's see if we've got any comments on the go. Probably be very surprised if like Darksmoka don't chip in on here, or Baggy pops himself in. If you watched that, what did you think? Did you enjoy what you saw? What can I put in? Let's give him a no worries. Let's give him a congratulations. Let's go to, what else do you want? Oh god. Tell you what, my back would have been in bits racing that. Oh, right, so that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm going to pretty much wrap the stream up here. Of course, the stream will just republish, so if you're watching this and it's republished, well, what's he going on about? But anyway, I did record this live. So that's been your Continental Cup for P1 Racing Community. If you're interested in joining these boys, check them out on Facebook. I'll pop a link in the description below to their Facebook page. I'll also slap links into Darksmoka's channel. If you want to check out what P1 do, get a view of them first. Check out his channel, and he'll obviously have a lot of commentary. I am just waiting to see if we get a results confirmation so I can run it down for you before we go. And then I'll close the stream down, so the stream will include that as well. Anyone in the chat? No, chat's been relatively quiet tonight. We're getting messenger chat apparently, so let me get messenger chat open and just see. But well, I can tell you now, without whacking the points up, I can tell you now that Zuzim's scored the 50 points. So he's going to be miles ahead. Raoul got the top three are unchanged, so it's Zuzim's, Raoul and Potter. Your top three. Fourth down is where it gets a little bit interesting, because Jarve finished fourth, and he was originally in like eighth or ninth or something in the old school championship, maybe even 10th, you know. Whereas Baggy finished like down in 10th, so he'll have lost fourth in that lead. Don Dotter and Big Les were close behind. Big Les and Mocking Weeks were sort of tied in the middle as well. And we're just doing the points now, so we are still waiting for points confirmation. Yeah, so we're still waiting for all that to happen. I'm just waiting on points, guys. Then I can go to bed. So what's coming up next then? Let's have a think. What are we on? Saturday. So Monday, live with the minis again. I'll check where we are this week actually, because the next gen leagues are a couple of weeks out. Basically the way they time it, I think, is so that everything just shuts off for Christmas. So the MRC league's finished already. That ain't starting again until January. The Chewett Racing Mini Cooper Cup next week is going to be... What are we on? Where are we? What minis? Is it 11th of November? Yeah, we're going to be Scuba for the minis. Yeah, we are, because we've done Sardegna B, haven't we? Oh no, we swapped Sardegna for Spa. That's it. Yeah, so we're at Scuba. So Tight Twisty Scuba next week for the Monday Mini Madness. Then we're live with the VW Siroccos. It's going to be from Autopolis Short. And then starting Friday, because I've got my Wednesday GT3 League coming to a close this week, I'm racing at Maggiore. And then on Friday I'm starting a GT3 League with the MRC boys. So very soon I'll be doing a little bit more of my own racing and getting used to racing on Fridays again. I'll be honest, I'm not going to take that league too seriously. Just something to do, something to keep me occupied. I'm going to do barely any practice. Oh, I have a message. Here we go then. So your winner, 111 points. Sorry, 122 points is Zuzims in second place. Raoul, 111 points. Third position, as we know, is Potomac Potts. And then who sealed fourth? So fourth was sealed by Jarves. Double points, and that really helped him out. 66 points. In fifth with 64 points is Bigger Les Cunn. 61 points, Don Dotter behind him. 58 points then is Mocking Weeks. Who's less than that? 57 points, very close again. Baggy Snail, so that result really hurt Baggy's chances of a good outcome. Really lost some points there, I'm afraid. 57, I know he won't care. To be honest, he just enjoys the racing. 43 points, Dory. Who's next? Who is next? It's all out of order, so I'm just having to look at the numbers and just see here, and I'm a little bit number dyslexic, so this isn't brilliant. 43, 34 is the next one down for that, and that's Steve Scooby. 32 is Popeye. And oh, I've missed out Darksmoka. Darksmoka's on 33, and then it's Popeye. So Darksmoka beat Popeye by a point. And then there's a message in here. Yeah, and then the rest of the points in no particular order, I guess. Now we've got Weed King 8 points, Rear Wheel 72 Man 7 points. Obviously didn't finish that race, so missed out on a whole chunk of points in that last one. So that has been it. I'm going to end the stream here because I'll be honest, I'm going for this long. I need to go to bed. Absolutely done my nutting. Really enjoyed it though. If you like what you see, check them out on Facebook, check Darksmoka out on YouTube. All the best to Stewie, we love you, mate. We hope to speak to you again more soon, and yeah, that's just confirmation of that. Confirmation that Europe won with 342 points, Asia comes second with 274, and USA score 193 in the end. Alright, so I've been CJW Racing. You've been watching P1 Continental Cup. See you later.